Welcome to apartment hunting in LA, day 2. This is lovely. Like, I like the kitchen. But this is good. This is all progress. We're figuring these things out. That was actually a little bit of a fail because there was no selling point of it. I'm trying my hardest. I'm gonna keep this intro short and sweet because I didn't realise that I filmed an entire day of looking around apartments with no beginning hello introduction. To recap, in day 1 we looked at some very nice brand new apartments, but all the units in our budget were either facing another apartment or they were really dark or there was just something off about it. We then went to the second place that was in an amazing location and was much more of a reasonable price, but the unit, again, it was incredibly dark and very small. We then went to a building that had so much space, the complete opposite. It even had too much space. We didn't even know what to do with it all. But the more and more we looked around, the more and more we realized that the complex was giving crime scene. So we passed on that one. And then the last one of the day, we saw some average 1-bedroom apartments that for some reason were very expensive and didn't have AC. So we passed on those too. And that brings us to today, day 2, where we're going to look at some more units. These are our requirements. We're hoping to tick all of these boxes and find the perfect place. Going into this, we had a $3,000 to $4,000 budget. And honestly, we thought that with that range, looking for a 1-bedroom apartment, we'd be able to be picky. We thought this was more than enough. We'd definitely be able to find something really nice at that price. Apparently not. We were severely humbled, but didn't quite know it yet. So please enjoy watching us get more and more in touch with the reality of the LA apartment market as this video progresses. Enjoy, and I will see you at the end. Welcome to not my crib. I'm not gonna live there. Okay,
who's your mate over there?
We've arrived at our first unit of the day. We're going to see 2 in this building, but basically I think we knew when we got to this building that we don't really want to live here. What was even wrong with it? It was just, we weren't getting that feeling.
It felt quite far away from everything as well, didn't it?
Yeah. So we're kind of just looking around for fun, I guess. Because also, I don't know. What?
Sorry.
What were you going to say?
I was just saying, fun.
You don't think this is fun?
No.
I think this is fun!
No.
I like having a look around for fun. Gary would rather just be asleep at home.
No, I would not rather be asleep. I'd rather...
You'd rather be at home and only look at units you're actually going to live in.
Correct.
I like to look at a variety of different things so that we have options. It helps put everything into perspective. Anyway, this is the 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom. I'm into the little desk area. This is kind of cool.
That's cool, but
you have face.
I'm just saying, would you want to be facing the wall?
No, you'd want to be facing the windows. This is obviously living room, dining room. It's quite spacious. I think in terms of space, this actually is ideal for a 1-bedroom, 900 square foot, I think. Kitchen. Nothing to complain about. It's nice, but it's also not anything to write home about. It's not blowing me away.
Yeah.
The bedroom.
I wouldn't want to be on the ground floor either.
I wouldn't want to be on the ground floor, but I do like the lighting of this.
The windows are nice. Big windows.
The floor to ceiling windows is quite bright actually.
Yeah.
The walk-in closet, which great. We definitely have been thinking that is kind of a non-negotiable for us.
Yeah. Oh, this would be our balcony as well, Jen. It's actually pretty fucking big.
Oh, it's not a walkway, is it?
Well, it kind of is.
Follow me into the bathroom over here. I think your laundry would be in here. And then again, it's fine, nothing to complain about, but also nothing's blowing me away. I think that kind of sums up this building. But anyway, let's go look at the second one in this place. I'll show you the pool and stuff of this one because we're not going to live here, so I don't mind. So the proximity to the beach, this would be so good for running. The proximity to the beach is great. The beach is just there.
That's what you're paying.
And this is basically like a running path that goes all the way down to the beach. Okay, we're in unit 2. This one is, it's like $350 more a month, this one, than the one we just looked at. And it's about 200 square foot bigger. Still not gonna be for us. But this unit, I think it's just helping us get such a good idea of like what we're looking for. Because the size on a place like this is amazing, and the lighting in this apartment is so good. We just need to find something like this in a different building or in a different area, I think is what we're looking for. But this is good, this is all progress. We're figuring these things out. Okay, so let's go over to the door. So this is when you come in from the door. And this is on the top floor, so that's probably why it is a lot brighter. And we're here a good time of the day to like test the lighting. But this kitchen, huge. You've then got this massive area here. I mean, it looks out onto the pool. If you were basically here in this unit, but on the other side, you'd look out onto the water. But for some reason, those apartments are just like actually insane in terms of the price. Because they look out onto the water, that makes sense. But still, I don't know that I could justify that. Okay, this is the bathroom. Nicer than the bathroom in that one that we just looked at. I kind of like that the toilet's separate, but again, it's just like a pretty standard bathroom, but a nice good size. And then through here, we have the closet space. The closet's a lot bigger. So you're really seeing the difference of the square footage. I feel like I'm like a leasing agent going through and like saying all these things, like trying to sell it. That's not what I'm trying to do here. Okay, and then the balcony is pretty big. You can kind of see the water if you like poke your head out down there. This is better than some of the ones we looked at yesterday in part 1. But I think because we've looked at quite a few now, we can kind of know if something's like right or not like quicker. Whereas yesterday, I think we were getting a bit like carried away because we didn't really have much to compare to. I just think for this price of this unit, you'd like to have 2 bedrooms. I think it's a lot to try and justify for a 1-bedroom, even though it's quite spacious. I don't know. I just don't think I could do it.
Look at me dancing around an apartment that we're not gonna get.
Are you ready to go to the next one?
Yes.
Are you?
I'm ready to get some lunch and a coffee.
I don't know if we've got enough time. It's at 2 p.m. It's 1:30 now. I do need to know what was going through your mind in that apartment. Because I don't think you... I don't know, you were like, it's asking so many questions, and like as soon as I was in there I was like, no.
No, I knew it was a no, but I just wanted to... But that wasn't the unit that we would have actually gone for. But it was massive, wasn't it?
No, I hated it. I absolutely hated it.
Did you?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I hated it, but I knew.
I think that's the worst thing that we've seen.
No.
Absolutely nothing about it I liked.
No.
Nothing.
No.
Not a single thing.
No, it wasn't the worst. The worst was the one we looked at yesterday. The one that you could play football in. It was massive.
I think that was... I don't know. That last one that we just looked at,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We got there and immediately we were like, no, we're probably not going to live here, before we even saw the unit, right?
Yeah.
You weren't picking up that vibes from that place?
I think it's because I've eaten now and I've had a coffee. I was more chill. Like that other place, I was just like, I didn't have time for. No, I knew that wasn't going to be for us, but it's definitely not the worst one we've seen.
We've seen so many apartments now in the same price range. There's no way I'd be picking that one.
It was massive though. It was big for what it was. But I know. I'm just saying. I'm just devil's advocate. But it was pretty outdated. Like,
it was
the units,
very outdated.
The units
but
were really...
we said that we don't mind outdated if like all the other things are adding up. To me, in that one, like there was no selling point of it. Like not a single one. That unit was the same price as like the very first building that we went to look at.
Yeah, but you're paying for real estate. You're paying for how much room there is there. That was over 1,100 square feet for a one bed. That's pretty big. But that was the only thing that was going for it.
But that one that we looked at earlier this morning was the same square footage, if not bigger. And that one, you were like, no, couldn't live here. It was way nicer than that one.
I know. I'm not saying I want to stay in that one.
It sounds like you do.
No, because I can tell you right now, I wouldn't pay that price to not have a washer dryer.
It didn't have a washer dryer
That's what I'm saying.
There were so many things. It was like, I genuinely am finding it like really hard to understand where they're getting the pricing.
I think it
from.
has to. I actually now have it after what she said. I think it's to do with the fires.
Yeah,
I think because a lot of people are having to be rehoused. I think
a lot of people displaced from the fires are then like not taking up obviously, like, they should be there, but it means like occupancy rates are like basically full at a lot of these places that we're going to, so then maybe like the only units they have left, like the prices are considerably higher. I just find it I feel like that's so insane for what you were getting there. It didn't have a pool.
We haven't looked at places for 5 years, so we just don't know what. Do you know what I mean?
No, that just seemed insane.
I know that, like, you know, we might sound like we're like, I don't know if the word is snobbish or we're like whatever, but it's because we're constantly thinking about how much it is for what you're getting.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that's being like snobbish at all. I think if you're paying $4,000 a month for an apartment,
it should have a fucking washer and dryer.
Well, it should not look like that.
No.
Like, that is a lot.
That's fine. They're exactly right. Like, that's fine if it's a certain price point, but when it's these price points, it should fucking look like that.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I don't get it. So anyway, we're on the road again to another apartment in a different area, giving that area a little bit of a rest for now. And we'll see you there. we are trying to find ones that are not all $4,000. Every time I'm going to one of these buildings, I'm going with the idea in mind that it's like 3,500, 3,600, maybe even less. But every time we get here, they're like, oh no, we don't have, I don't know, what even is it? You just get there and they're like, oh, I've got one I can show you for 4,100.
I don't know what they're advertising on their websites, but it's not what they're showing us.
No, they seem...
Oh, but she did show us the studio.
She did show us the 3,200 one. That's the lowest priced one that we've seen.
Yeah.
But it didn't have a door on the bedroom, which I actually didn't think that one was that bad, but there was... I didn't really understand why it didn't have a door, because they easily could have put a door there.
It would annoy you, wouldn't it? The door. I think I could deal with it. I don't care about the door, I feel like. But...
Anyway, I'm trying my hardest to find ones that are closer to 3,000, and we just haven't seen anyone. So we need to switch it up.
But I will say though, even though that one was $4,000, like, that feels more worth $4,000 than the one that we looked at before. Like that, the one we looked at before doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Even though, you know, that doesn't really make sense.
I don't think any of them are worth $4,000. But when you compare that one to the one that we looked at before,
yes.
Do you realise why that one before I was so like...
Yeah, no,
that's insane.
That's the bit that's crazy. It's like...
Yeah, and especially even the ones that we looked at yesterday, and I don't know. Anyway, we need to switch it up now, because all of the buildings that we've been looking at are ones with like a pool, amenities, all these things that do raise the price. And we'd like to see what you can get for your money closer to 3,000. So that's what we're doing now. I think the next one's a 2-bedroom that's 3,200.
What's the square footage, do you know?
I don't remember. I think it was like 1,200 square foot.
Oh, fuck, okay.
So we'll have to see, but there was no pictures online. So.
But no pool, no gym.
No pool, no gym. So if you wanted to go to gym, obviously you have to get a gym membership. That's that sort of thing. Yeah. And then the last one that we'll see, it said online it was a 2-bedroom. I think it was under 3,000. I think it was 2,800. But then when I went on the website, it said that they only had a 1-bedroom. I don't know. I don't remember. But fingers crossed, we'll have a more like broad range of prices, not just every single apartment is like the same price. That was actually a little bit of a fail, because when we got there, the unit's already been rented. It's done. It's gone. That's crazy. I guess that's what happens when it's like something good that just pops up and they just like go straight away, because there literally wasn't even pictures online. But the price seemed good for what you were getting. I say good, but like compared to, you know, what else we've seen. The price was a lot lower and it seemed like you were getting a lot more size, but it's gone. So we couldn't go and see it, but we just made it to the final one now. We'll have a look at this one. To be honest, I don't think that we love this area, but we're here, so we might as well go and have a look. Okay, last unit of the day. We're a bit tired by this point. We're a bit burnt out. We've seen so many different things. They're all blurring into one, but let me show you around. So this is like, has no amenities or anything. So this is the only thing that we've looked at that's in like an older building, but it's renovated, but doesn't have amenities. I don't even know like what them kind of buildings are called, but anyway. I really like the updates of this apartment. Like this is lovely. Like I like the kitchen, it's spacious, but there's just zero light in this entire apartment. This is facing another building. The windows are quite small, even in the bedroom. Let's go through to the bedroom. Well, there's actually 2 bedrooms in here. This is the only thing we've looked at that's under 3,000. 2 bedrooms. But again, you're not getting any of that light in here. There is a little closet there. I think I'd be very comfortable well, no, this is quite small, isn't it? What size bed would fit in here? But it does have 2 bedrooms.
Yeah.
So this could be like an office. I absolutely could live in a place like this for this price, but I need light.
Yeah.
Which is just like the thing about working from home. Yeah. It's small, but you can have the 2 bedrooms. It is what it is. It's nice. It's just not ideally located, and it's just very dark.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cute. Like the ceilings are like quite cute.
It's quite, yeah.
Yeah.
It's got some random noises going on as well.
Some random noises. If I could find something that looked like this in like an area that was more like up our street, it would make a bit more sense.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we saw something that was not a $4,000 one-bedroom apartment, just to have the perspective.
For sure.
I think I'm just so tired, I can't even like think.
I'm with you on that one, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you need to pick this up, make it a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Put it somewhere else.
Yeah.
But keep the prices.
I think we need to not do as many in a day.
Yeah, we need to split them up.
Yeah.
We can't look at so many in one day.
Because we just like zone out and then.
By the time you get to the last one, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
I think if you were like first moving to LA and this was like your first place and you didn't really like have much expectations, like this would be like.
Yeah, you can make this work.
It's really lovely.
Yeah.
It's like brand new.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Anyway.
Should we call it?
Let's call it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. We're going to have a little bit of a break on the apartment hunting for a little bit. Luckily, we do have some time before our lease is up. We have a couple of months, so we're looking around like a little bit early anyway, and just as you could see, we were being very, very humbled. We were realizing that we probably can't afford to be picky in every single area. Although I am still holding out hope. I am holding out hope that the perfect place is out there. I just haven't seen it yet. But it is very stressful and overwhelming. We obviously did not find the perfect place in this video. So the hunt continues, but we're gonna have a little bit of a pause for a second just to reevaluate what we're even doing here, reevaluate the budget, reevaluate our priorities so that we can go into looking at other units with a more fresh perspective. But thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.